You know that moment when you step outside, feel a little chill and think, oh, I should wear for a scarf? In Oymyakon, Russia, that thought doesn't exist because if you forget your scarf, probably your breath freezes into tiny ice needles before you finish the sentence. This isn't just a cold town. This is the pole of cold, where the temperature once hit minus 71.2 degrees Celsius. To explain you more, and for comparison, your freezer is about minus 18 degrees Celsius. Oymyakon is 4 times colder than frozen peas. Here, boiling water explodes into ice crystals. Car engines can't be turned off, and the ground is so frozen. It behaves like stone. Hey, I am Reem. And today on Request, we are heading to the edge of the inhabited world to understand why anyone calls this place home. Before we freeze, hit subscribe and let's go! Our story begins in the Yakutia region of Siberia, Russia. The name Oymyakon actually means unfrozen water, named after a thermal spring nearby, which is the ultimate irony because everything else here is a block of ice. The local Yakut people have lived here for centuries, and they have a poetic name for the sound of their own breath freezing as they walk. They call it the Whisper of Stars. Today, Oymyakon is home to around 500 people. In 1933, it recorded minus 71.2 degrees Celsius, which is the coldest temperature ever measured in a place where humans permanently live. Dear God, that's not weather. That's a personal attack from the planet. Anyway, living here isn't just an adjustment. It's a full-time job. The sun only shows up for 3 hours a day in winter, and the rest just blue, biting darkness. So, how do you actually function at minus 60 degrees Celsius? First rule, never turn off your car. If you park your car outside and kill the engine, the oil freezes into a solid break in minutes. The battery dies, the tires become square-shaped, and mainly your car will become a modern art. People here have to keep their cars running in heated garages, or just leave the engine idling in the street while they shop. Imagine paying gas not to drive, but just to keep your Toyota alive. Okay, Reem, but what about the schools? In Oymyakon, kids only get to stay home if it heats minus 55 degrees Celsius. And if it's minus 52, put on your 5 layers of fur and get to math class. The pens freeze, the ink stops flowing, and you better hope you don't lose a glove on the way or you are losing a finger too. And just when you think the logistics are hard, let's talk about the ground. The soil here is permafrost. It's a frozen solid hundreds of meters deep, and this creates a terrifying problem. How do they bury their dead? You can't just dig a grave. The shovel will snap. To bury someone in Oymyakon, the community has to light a massive bonfire on the spot for hours to thaw a few inches of dirt. Then they dig. Then they light another fire. They repeat this for days just to reach the required depth. It's a place so cold. Even the earth literally refuses to let you in. Now, my curious viewers, I know you might be asking, Reem, how do they go to the toilets? Well, let me tell you. Indoor plumbing is almost impossible because pipes burst instantly. That means most people used outdoor outhouses. Imagine running through a minus 60 degrees Celsius blizzard at 3 a.m. to reach a wooden shack. It's the ultimate taste of bravery. You don't scroll on TikTok in a Oymyakon bathroom. You get in, you pray, and you get out fast. And the food? The local market doesn't sell fresh food. They sell frozen, solid, upright fish, like frozen horse meat, reindeer meat. You don't buy it by weight. You buy it like you are buying a piece of timber. And you don't need a freezer. You just hang your groceries outside the window. Then what about water? There are no running pipes in winter. Water freezes instantly. So residents shovel it from ice or melt snow daily. And guys, imagine doing laundry. You can't hang clothes outside to dry. They will just snap like crackers. People here have to dry everything indoors, which makes every house feel like a steam room. And electricity? The towns rely on a coal-fired power station. If the power goes out for more than 5 hours, the pipes in every house freeze and shatter. It's a total emergency. The technicians there are basically the town's guardians angels, working in the dark and the frost just to keep the lights on. Out here, every basic human habit becomes a survival challenge. But here's the real twist. With all this danger and darkness, you'd expect the people to be cold and bitter. But it's the exact opposite. Because survival is so hard, the community is incredibly tight. In Oymyakon, you don't pass a stranger on the road without checking in if they are okay. You don't leave your door locked if someone is in trouble. The extreme environment has forced the people to become the warmest version of themselves. They celebrate the cold with festivals, ice swimming, and reindeer racing. Oymyakon is now becoming a dark tourism destination that attracts travelers chasing extremes. Believe it or not, this tiny frozen village attracts around 1,000 adventurous tourists every year. People travel from all over the world just to feel their eyelashes freeze and get certificates from the keeper of the cold. But for the 500 people who live there, it's not stunt. It's a home. Most residents are Yakuts, an endangered group who adapt over centuries. Fur-lined clothing, high-fat diet, minimal exposure time, strong community reliance. Crime is almost non-existent. Nobody wanders. Nobody wastes time. It shows us that humans can adapt to anything. We think we need the central heated at 24/7 delivery to be happy. But in the middle of Siberia, a hot cup of tea and a running engine are enough to sustain a whole culture. There is a lesson in the whispers of stars. It reminds us that even in the harshest, coldest place on earth, life finds a way to keep beating. Oymyakon isn't just a dot on a map, it's a testament to human resilience. So next time you complain about weather, remember there is a village where minus 40 degrees Celsius is a nice day. And now tell me, could you survive one night in a Oymyakon outhouse? Or are you staying in the Maldives? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If you're still here, you are my kind of traveler, the curious ones who love story hidden behind the places, and I will see you in the next story.